Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Peter Barber. I am a professional singer and music producer, and today we are back with Postmodern Jukebox. This is their cover of Dream On featuring Morgan James. I did a little bit of research on Morgan. She has been on Broadway. She actually studied opera at Juilliard, which is very close to my heart because I sing opera professionally these days. This is my third video for Postmodern Jukebox. I have done Creep and Seven Nation Army, and now Dream On, originally by the great Steven Tyler of Aerosmith. So here we go, guys. Dream On, Postmodern Jukebox featuring Morgan James.
Face getting clearer. The past is gone. It went by like dusk to dawn.
Wow, really excellent. We're gonna go back. I never would have known this was Dream On until she started singing. And that's something that makes this group so interesting. Scott Bradley, the creator and founder and arranger, and I believe piano player for this group, just does such an amazing job creating these arrangements. I mean, truly would not have known it was Aerosmith or Dream On or anything until she started singing. So let's look into that a little bit. What's going on here? That sounds Dream On like, now that I know. So we got string, a sort of string quartet. It's a little too dark to see, but I'm guessing violin, viola, cello, double bass, and then of course drums and piano. So already that's a cool assortment. Usually if you get the string quartet, it's the string quartet. And I think string quartets are usually violin, violin two, viola, cello. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's right. So double bass is not a standard string quartet instrument, I don't think. And adding piano and drums to that's a really cool vibe. I don't think I've heard full string section for PMJ yet. I don't think they had that on Creep or Seven Nation Army. So this is a new soundscape. Jazzy, baby.
Every time I look in the mirror.
I love how much she's stretching the words. It's not every time I look in the mirror or whatever. It's like she's doing what's called the rubato in classical music, where you stretch and compress the words and the rhythms to make it flow sometimes more organically and sometimes just more interestingly. And you want to give certain words more attention, right? Certain words you can pull off, like the or but words you really want to get all the juice out of. And I love she goes up to this high note and really pulls off the voice, right? Every time she goes into a lighter mechanism and allows more air to come through, all the while still maintaining a really nice vibrato. I absolutely love her voice.
Every time I look in the mirror.
I look in the mirror. Just stretching the words. Also, she uses a nice glottal onset on that first word. Every time, instead of every time. What this glottal onset does, I've actually been talking about this particular thing a lot in videos lately. The coup de glotte, or the glottal onset, gets your vocal folds together very quickly and very nicely. So you go from no sound to a very efficient sound very quickly. And usually if you start the phrase like that, then you'll maintain better vocal fold closure, a more efficient tone throughout the phrase. Now she has that for a few notes and then intentionally releases that as she goes up into the top note of this phrase and allows that airy vibrato sound to come in. But she starts it very efficiently on eh.
Every time I look in the mirror, all these lines on my face getting clearer.
See how differently she approached that? The high note was more efficient this time. And she used a little vocal fry to get into it. And then she had a really, really quick riff coming down out of that high note. So those are multiple differences just from one high note of one phrase to the high note of the next phrase. There's so many. I mean, I could talk, like vocally, could talk about I could make this video 3 hours long. I'm not going to do that to you poor people out there. But there's so much to talk about. So just focusing on that one, the high note of the first phrase versus the high note of the second phrase, there are a bunch of things she did differently.
In the mirror, all these lines on my face getting clearer. The past is gone.
It's interesting she's doing like these really quick pickups. The past is gone. Instead of the past is gone. The past is gone. Really interesting. And also I'm loving the pizzicato in the strings. Plunk, 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 plunk. Pizzicato is the more plucked sound from strings. Staccato is a short bowed sound. Pizzicato or pizz is what at least some of them are doing right now. And it just adds this nice bounciness and kind of motion to the arrangement.
My face getting clear.
They're all doing it except, no, they're literally all doing it.
The past is gone. It went by like dusk to dawn. Isn't that the way? Everybody's got their dues to pay.
So nice, beautifully sustained, a nice even vibrato. There's, some of that classical training. And of course, she stopped opera after undergrad, I believe, which is what a lot of people do. They'll get a foundation of classical training, but not take it, nearly to the farthest degree it can go. And then she made it all the way to Broadway. So a very good singer, and you can really hear all that training in there.
Isn't that the way? Everybody's got their dues to pay.
So we're only up to a tenor high C here. So this I'm waging this is still a decent ways from the top of even her chest range that she could stretch up there. So nothing super high, super crazy yet, but we know what Steven Tyler did in the original, so we'll see if she follows suit there. We are in one half step lower. I think the original is F minor. I think we're in E minor. I think. Fact check me. Oh, that's really interesting. So she starts off this vowel super bright. And then as she gets towards the end and adds vibrato, this is almost like triggering her classical training. For opera, you almost always opt for a warmer, darker sound. Now you have to maintain all the cut and squeal in the sound. This is called chiaro scuro. You maintain the buzz that is going to cut your voice through an orchestra without a microphone. But overall, the quality of sound has to have a roundness to it, right? This is lowering my larynx to create a rounder, more resonant sound. Now, if I were to pull my tongue back, that would block a lot of the high frequencies. So it's all about having the darkness and the buzz and the sound. I'm sure my microphone is blowing out. Sorry, Mason. And you can tell as she gets to the end of this long phrase, she goes, and just adds a little bit of that warmer, darker quality of tone to the sound. It goes from like leaning towards musical theater and then leaning towards opera. Not a full operatic sound, but leaning towards it. Watch this.
Yeah, I know nobody knows where it comes or where it goes. I know it's everybody's sin. You got to lose to know how to win.
It's so crazy. She like pauses and it's like there's nothing happening. And then she like really quickly jumps back into the next phrase. Like she will literally stop and then, and maybe that is also accounting for the quick pickups.
Nobody knows where it comes.
Like, nobody knows where it comes. Like out of nowhere. It's not like, it's like there's no line connecting one phrase to the next. You know what I mean? Even if you stop singing, sometimes you want to feel like the tone continues. But her, it's like phrase, next phrase, next phrase. It's actually a really interesting approach. And I mean, she's such a great singer and a presenter, and she's so good with the words and the vocal colors that I'm totally buying it. I don't know if I would buy it if it were another singer, but Morgan is absolutely nailing it.
Yeah, I know nobody knows where it comes or where it goes. I know it's everybody's sin. You got to lose to know how to win.
See, throughout that phrase, there's so many colors. She's got the vocal fry going into a really nice, efficient, higher tone. She adds a vibrato in here and there. She does a little riff, a little slide here and there. Sometimes she's really breathy. Sometimes the tone's really efficient. And this is all happening like word to word, like really quick changes to the color and power of the sound.
Nobody knows where it comes or where it goes. I know it's everybody's sin.
Like just on body, she like really pulls off the voice and makes it breathy. You know, but the rest of that phrase is a pretty efficient tone.
Goes. I know it's everybody's sin. You got to lose to know how to win.
Changing the rhythms too of the original melody. Now, this is a whole skill you have to learn as a performer, is how to not be awkward when you're the solo singer and there's like a musical interlude. So she's just standing there looking away, snapping. That's certainly one way to do it. It actually takes, it is a skill, it is a performance practice to be able to be cool and casual on stage when you're the solo singer and the band is playing. My dear friend Veronica Swift, who is in the cover of Ragdoll, I have never seen a performer so comfortable on stage commanding a band. It is unbelievable. When she's done singing, she is just like part of the band. You know, it's not like, oh, the singer stopped singing, let's watch the other stuff. She's just there and interacting and it's cueing people. It's absolutely brilliant. Go look up Veronica Swift performing anything. You will not regret it.
How to win.
Gorgeous piano solo.
Half my life's in books, written pages, lived and learned from fools and from sages.
So now we're getting into the second verse, right? A lot more intensity in the sound. She's really opening it up to her true belting, very much musical theater. Not really musical theater, actually. It really sounds more old school in a way, because she's maintaining. Modern musical theater is often a very bright sound, and she's not going full brightness. She's maintaining still usually a relatively rounded vowel position. Let's see if I can flag an example.
Half my life's in.
There's a cry in the sound. It's not la. It's not so. It's interesting because it's a very bite the apple kind of sound, which is a bright sound, but I think she's maintaining a little bit of extra space in the larynx, so it doesn't sound in your face bright. It has just a little bit of that warm quality in addition to the bright. So this is actually more leaning towards, this is a really nice blend of opera, musical theater, and just a dash of opera, to where it's not it's you guys hear the difference? There's a little bit more darkness when the larynx is lowered, but it's still a bright sound. That's kind of what I'm hearing when she goes up for these belts.
Half my life's in books, written pages, lived and learned from.
Yeah, that's a nice sound quality.
You know it's true.
Hey.
All the things come down to you. Sing with me.
Ooh. Really, I love the ooh. She goes all the way up. She starts way down, then riffs all the way up, getting into that high note. She's still only getting up to a tenor high C right now, so I think she can still stretch that chest voice further, and I think we're about to get it. Hey.
No, it's true. All the things go.
See, a lot of people would go, all the things. She goes, all the things. Like, that is absolutely classical training coming into where she is opting for a darker, rounder tone. It's still got cut. It's still bright. It wouldn't matter. She's microphone, so they could signal boost her sound anyway. But she's going for a more resonant sound that would actually make more sound in the room. And that comes from training, y'all. That comes from acoustical training. It's just a beautiful color up there. I mean, really, this is such a nice balance of that chiaroscuro singing I was talking about earlier. Oh. This is such a great example of raccogliere la bocca, collecting the mouth. Sing, She's got a much rounder position. It's still a tall sing instead of seeing, but she's not going sing. It's jaw is a little forward, lips are rounded. Sometimes this kind of singing can look funny, but it will produce the best sound. That is something I've accepted recently. Literally within the last few months, singing opera professionally, I've realized I can't try to look pretty in my mouth area while I'm singing. I have to do faces like this. If I want to create the most resonant, maxed out sound, which you have to have for opera, I'm gonna have to look real ugly while I'm singing sometimes, and that's okay. And this is just an example of her choosing a mouth position it's not like a beautiful smile, like, sing with me, sing for the year. It's like, sing with me, right? But you got to do that to get the best sound. So I am here for it, Morgan. I'm absolutely here for it. Now, she looks stunning no matter what, so it really doesn't matter. But she's not just doing like a smile, sing with me. She's really optimizing that vowel.
Sing for the laughter, sing for the tear, sing with me just for today. Maybe tomorrow the good Lord take you away.
Yes. Wow, huge. Now that is big open mouth. This is very musical theater. Up on that high B. I still think she's got room up above it. But she sounds so phenomenal. And because her voice is warmer and darker, maybe she is already really stretching that chest belting. But usually if you're going to be performing on Broadway, you got to belt. You got to be able to kind of rip it up pretty high. But she hasn't really got an opportunity yet. What did I want to talk about? Oh, I was going to say I love how the mic is slightly clipping. Like they had it up just too far to where her loudest moments clip the mic. They overload the microphone. And I love that that's there. And I love that they kept this take and didn't redo it because this is probably an exceptional performance, clearly. But there are moments where she gets a little too loud for the mic and you hear a little of that like clipping buzz. And I just love that that's in there. Today you hear it really clearly. Good Lord. Now, because it's not overloading right now for two reasons. One, she's singing a little above the microphone. Instead of, for those other moments, she was like directly down into it. That's giving it a chance to not overload. And also, trained as a musical theater singer, you are trained not to sing, not to bring your really heavy chest singing up too high. You're trained to opt more for head resonance. You have a microphone in musical theater, right? You don't need to be ripping it as loud as you can up there. For opera, sorry. But this is why in musical theater, I could never do the schedule. This is insane. They do so many performances every week, like Broadway's 8 performances a week. For opera singers, at least in the big companies, you have days, multiple days in between performances. So you can really rip it and have time to recover because opera is like the most intense, powerful, efficient singing, and you do it for hours at a time if you have a big role. For musical theater, they learn really well how to make the color of a really loud sound without needing to sing the loud sound, then they let the microphone do the work. It's a whole different technique. And I think that is probably part of what she's doing here. She's got it's a smaller, more efficient sound, mouth position of a loud belt, sound quality of a loud belt, but decibel wise, not as loud as a few moments that came before, which were a little lower in her range. So I think where she's singing directionally and the way in which she's producing that tone contribute to her not overloading the mic. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. It sounds yelly. It sounds chesty, though. It has that yell quality to it. Could be just the direction. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, playing the cello like a bass, baby. Hold on. That was absolutely gorgeous. We get Morgan doing these ethereal harmonies, and we get this cello player playing it like it's a bass, like it's a double bass, and then switching to bow, and then it revs up again. That was a really cool section. Really light head voice. So this is up to high E, and this is in her head voice. So this is opera training here. She's not singing with the mouth position that you would sing likely in that part of your range as an opera singer, but she is using that so opera singers, especially sopranos and mezzos, but really all female opera singers sing almost entirely in their head voice, in like what males would think is like falsetto. They train that register so heavily. And that's how they sing these really high notes really, really loud. I can't, like, if you've ever been next to a dramatic operatic soprano, like a real professional one, it is a comical amount of volume. And it's comes, so she's up in that register for this moment. That's how she starts the and then grows into this much louder sound. It's because she's already in that register. She didn't have to flip up to anything. She started very light and then just grew with power and intensity. I was hoping she would put some vibrato right there in the end. Absolutely stunning. Look, I just want to highlight how well she is collecting her mouth. Raccogliere la bocca. That is your fun Italian term. You can go yell at your friends. Collecting the mouth. So you need to collect your mouth. Oh, that's fun. That's good. Shut up. You need to collect your mouth. This whole chorus, sing with me, sing for the year, sing for laughter, sing for... There's like a couple vowels she lets spread, but for the rest of it, it's just so streamlined. And that's why the tone and the color remains so consistent throughout. She's not singing this like an opera singer, but she's approaching this how opera singers approach phrases, where you try to find a very neutral mouth position and maintain the most efficient, resonant tone you can throughout a phrase while still making the language clear. She's really doing that well here. She's blowing out the mic. Little growl. Vibrato. Yeah.
Dream on, dream on, dream on, dream till your dream comes true. Dream on, dream on.
Oh, come on, baby. Still singing it so efficiently with so much thought into the vowels. Everything's collected. Everything's really nice. She's already up to dream on, dream on. That's already high C's. Is she going to go up to the soprano high C? She trained at Juilliard if she's a soprano. I don't know what voice type she was in opera, but let's see. I'm excited. This might get real high. Awesome string fills. Come on, baby.
Dream on, dream on, dream on, dream on, dream on, dream
on, wow. Vocal fireworks. And she was getting up into this absolute glorious, really efficient mixed belting position too. She went way up there. We're about to find out. That was fantastic. Fantastic. Hold on here. Hold on. There's another moment where she goes and then goes straight into it. Like, no, dream on, just dream on. It comes out of nowhere. All the way up to that high E above tenor high C, way up. It sounds like a mixed belt, but I'm not sure because there's no clear register shift there. I think she's belting that. I think she's got full belt up to that high E. That's about where I figured she was going to get towards the very top of that belt range. Look at this vowel shift. She's very streamlined, but then she comes back down and really opens it up on on. She literally, dream on, dream on. So she's like really streamlining it up top, but then when she comes back down on that second one, if you guys know where I'm talking about, she really opens up the vowel. It's crazy to hear those two right next to each other. And confirm she does get up to the soprano high C. Dream. And then sustains that soprano high B. Octave up.
Sing for the laughter, sing for the tears. Sing with me, if just for today. Maybe tomorrow the good Lord will take you away.
Oh, so good. So now she's way up higher. Up to high A, not that A. A4, tenor high A. In a very lighter, more intimate approach. Again, nice vowel, nice vocal color changes throughout. Some moments more intimate, some moments more efficient. And then she does a vowel modification on good Lord. You would think Lord, but she goes like la, la. It's more like an
Sing for the laughter, sing for the tears. Sing with me, if just for today. Maybe tomorrow the good Lord.
Good Lord. That's the first vowel, like obvious vowel change she made throughout this whole phrase. Good Lord.
Maybe tomorrow the good Lord will take you away.
Really breathy. Ethereal. Yes, smolder, smolder. So we started the song in E minor, I believe, and there is a key change somewhere in that chaos, and we end up in A minor. That's how she was doing that chorus, the same melody we got earlier, but higher, because I think they did actually key change up somewhere. Awesome. Let it play out. See if there's anything at the end. That smolder is so powerful, I can hear it. Yeah, she's stunning. All right, Scott was on the piano. Yo, I absolutely adore this group. I think they're so creative. I think they have incredibly talented artists, tons of guest artists. There's a whole list of guest artists I was looking at, people who've played instruments with them over the years, tons of guest vocalists. Absolutely phenomenal. Any other recommendations, guys? I've done Creep, I've done Seven Nation Army, and now I've done Dream On. Happy to do more for this group going forward. I really enjoy analyzing them. This is pretty, could have gone a lot further, believe it or not, but this was actually a pretty deep vocal analysis for what I normally do. There were just a lot of really interesting things to talk about, and plenty more. Again, could have gone far deeper, but this felt like enough. palatable, right? Digestible. If I enhanced your PMJ experience, please do consider joining my Patreon. I'd love to have you over there supporting and hanging out in the Discord. If you'd like to make a one-time donation to my channel, do so with Buy Me a Coffee in the description. Check out all my music that I produce. If you guys want to hear me sing and some of the music I make, check that out in the description. And all my affiliate links. If you want to get your own custom jersey, discounts there. If you want to join Big Brev's vocal studio, the best vocal studio in the world, genuinely an amazing singer and teacher, that guy. Plus it's Big Brev. He's like the coolest. Check that out. And otherwise, guys, I'll see you in the next Postmodern Jukebox video. Peace.